Hi guys, I recently went through my makeup collection and got rid of quite a few things because they were either just not working for my skin anymore or I wasn't really a big fan and I haven't been touching them so much, so I decided it'd be better to donate them and also give them to my family if they are interested in getting some of these products. So I wanted to do a video about the items that I am getting rid of. I'm not showing you every single thing that I'm getting rid of because that would be a lot, but I selected some things that I think are worth mentioning. I'm going to let you know why I'm getting rid of it, and I'm also showing you what I'm keeping that's very similar to that product or in the same category as that product, so you know that I'm keeping this and not that, hence the title of this video. The first product I am getting rid of is a foundation, two of them actually, because I mixed these two to get the perfect shade for me, and this is the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation. When I used this a year ago, I thought it was the best formula I've ever used in terms of foundation. The way that it wore on my skin, the way it lasted all day long, I loved everything about it. The only thing that is making me get rid of this is that it broke me out. My skin was just slowly getting more and more breakouts, and when I stopped using this, the breakouts went away. And I tried it again, and the breakouts came back. Any sort of long wear makeup like this does not work for my skin. With thick concealers, with thick foundations, they just break my skin out. I would have made this my Holy Grail foundation because the formula is amazing. So if this does not break you out, or if you don't have a tendency to break out, then I do recommend this. It's an amazing, amazing product. I love that it's glass. It comes with a pump. Everything about this is amazing, and it just makes me sad. Another foundation that I'm getting rid of is my Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is, again, an amazing stay all day type of foundation, and this used to be my everyday foundation. Even when I wanted a lighter coverage, I would mix a little bit of my moisturizer into this and make it a tinted moisturizer. So this was my go-to foundation. Over time, I decided that this probably had a lot to do with my consistent breakouts. Now I'm at the stage where if I do get a breakout, I'm like, why is it breaking out? Why am I breaking out? I need to figure out what it is, and let's solve this. I wasn't really actively trying to figure out what was wrong with my skin. Of course, healthy diet and all of that is still gonna matter, but it was not helping that I was wearing these long wear foundations. So again, if you love long wear foundations, give this a try. So I was totally bummed out about having to get rid of those, but it's time, you know what I mean? And this last thing, this is not a long wear foundation, but this is my L'Oreal Magic Nude Liquid Powder. I really like this. I've done a video of me applying this, I believe. It's another one of those products that I now can't figure out if it's what's breaking me out. I kind of started breaking out. I stopped using it. I stopped breaking out. I tried it again. It was kind of breaking me out, and then I stopped using it again. So I did kind of put it to the test. Overall, I'm just now super paranoid about things breaking me out. So I've just narrowed it down to two things that I know have been able to keep my skin clear. What I am keeping are these two, and this stuff does not break me out at all. This is the Diorskin Forever Foundation. I have two shades because I do mix them together to get my shade. And the other one is the Garnier BB Cream for combination oily skin. These do not break me out. I've been using them for more than a year, and they're just amazing. And I'm not gonna be getting really crazy and rebellious with my foundations from now on. I may try out some new things here and there after this paranoia subsides, but right now I'm very paranoid about what I put on my face. The first one is the most expensive. This one I believe is $20, and it's the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. I do love this because it is extremely full coverage and it will correct everything under your eyes. But my skin does not like things like that. It does not like thick consistency products. So my skin right around here started to get a little bumpy. Luckily, this isn't a tube, and I'll be able to give this to somebody else for them to use because it's very hygienic that way. And if you want a drugstore alternative, because this one's very similar to the Bye Bye Under Eye, it's the Revlon Age Defying Targeted Dark Spot Concealer Treatment. This one, though, does come with a really strange, very hard sponge tip type of applicator that's kind of like the Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline, except not as soft as that one. It is very, very thick and does a good job, but again, my skin did not like it. So if you just want a really thick concealer that's from the drugstore, this is a good option. This one is the Instant Age Rewind, and the reason why I'm letting go of this, and I've already used half of it up or almost half of it up, is because of the color. This one is in the shade Brightener, and I do use the one in Light. Light is perfect because it has more of a yellow undertone. Salmon color concealers for under the eyes for a lot of people works really well, but for me it looks a little too gray. And I've been mixing this with my light concealer, but it got to the point where it was just not worth the hassle. So I figured it's time to let this go, and it's actually also pretty old, so I think overall it's just time to toss that one. Otherwise, the Instant Age Rewinds are amazing, just the shade was not working out for me there. So those are the ones I'm not keeping, and I'm going to show you a few that I am. The first one is that Instant Age Rewind in the shade Light that I mentioned. The NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, I love. This is pretty much like a medium to full coverage, so this is going to be my go-to concealer this year. And the NYX HD Concealer. This is amazing stuff. I use this to conceal but also highlight, but it is light to medium coverage. So all of these I love. They don't irritate my skin, and that's what I'm going to be keeping. The first one is a really popular one. It's the Rimmel Stay Matte. And I just didn't really like it for me. It didn't sit on my skin very well, and I just have better powder options, and it was just sitting in my makeup drawers. I've only used this about once or twice, and I just immediately knew that I didn't really care for it. So it's not something that has broken me out over time or anything. I just knew that I have other powder options that work better for me. So this may work for other people, and I know it works for other people because it's a really popular one. But I just tried it out just to see, and I didn't really care for it. This next one I have not even used yet, and it's the L'Oreal True Match Mineral Press Powder. I'm not kidding, I haven't even dipped a powder brush in here. I got cystic acne last year, like a couple times or a few times, and one of the times I got this right before, and it made me not want to try new face products. I've heard really good things about this, but I just don't even want to bother. That's what I'm saying. Like, I already have a great powder that I love, so I figured why even bother at this point, because it freaks me out. And I did read one review where the girl's like, this really broke me out bad, and then it freaked me out even more. I know I sound a little crazy by telling you about my paranoia of breaking out, but no joke, my skin hurts when I get the cystic acne. So instead of just trying it out now, I figured if it's brand new, might as well hand it off to someone who can enjoy it. And I really do want to donate some of these items to women who want and need makeup for job interviews and stuff, so I think this is a really good thing. So the only powder that I am keeping right now is this one, the Benefit Professional Agent Zero Shine. I don't like the packaging, and we've already talked about this, but the product itself is really good. It reduces the look of my pores like it says it's going to, it mattifies my skin, and it's just a great formula. I also really like the Neutrogena Shine Control Powder, but I just ran out of that, but that's another one that I do love. So those are the ones I'm keeping, and I'm gonna let go of those. Again, with these powders, it's like, why hold on to all of them? So that's why I wanted to kind of get rid of stuff in my collection and hand it off to people that will be able to use them. I have one bronzer I'm letting go of, and it's the NYC Sun & Bronze Bronzing Powder in the shade Fire Island Tan. I am actually keeping one of these, but in a different color, and that one is Montauk Bronze, but I think that one is discontinued because I haven't been able to find it anywhere. That one I really like. This one, I just don't reach for it. I don't think I've ever used it because there are so many other bronzers in my collection that I love. So I figured instead of dipping into this, might as well give it to somebody else so they can use it and love it. So the bronzers I'm keeping a lot more than this, but here are some of the things just to show you. This is the Sun and Bronze, but it's in Montauk Bronze. It's just a little bit darker. This is Benefit Hoola, a classic. And this is another one that I don't really mention too much, and it's the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Talc-Free Mineral Airbrushing Bronzer. This is also a really good bronzer, and it's very natural looking. Now you guys know that I love blush, and it's my favorite type of makeup, so that's why I have the most in this category to let go of. The first one, a lot of you guys are probably going to be crushed about it. It's the Milani Powder Blush that looks like roses. You guys are going to be like, what? I know, these are gorgeous, and again, going back to the whole packaging thing, oh, so beautiful. And that's of course what drew me to these, but I never ever reach for these. These are matte blushes, and they're okay. They're kind of powdery. These, by the way, are not the new ones that they just released for the spring of 2015. This is from last year, the fall of 2013. So these are the older version, the one that was limited edition, and then they just came out with some new ones that are permanent. Those actually might have a better formula because I've heard really good things about the new ones. And because I am such a big blush fanatic, I have so many other options that I just go to all the time, and these were not getting enough love. So the next blushes are also from the drugstore, and these are Wet n Wild. These are Berry Shimmer, Mellow Wine, and Pearlescent Pink. They're very pigmented, they're very inexpensive and awesome, but I just never grab them. I think even one of these I've never used before. Okay, this one I straight up don't like, so I'm just gonna say that right now. This is the Revlon Rose Glow, kind of like a Bobbi Brown shimmer brick, except not even close. I am keeping one of these, and it's a bronze glow. That one is good. It's not really chunky glitter like this one is. This is very chunky. It doesn't have a lot of pigment, so it's just a lot of sparkle and a lot of glitter. So yeah, I thought this wasn't really doing it for me. Another very glittery product that I'm getting rid of is this Physicians Formula Powder Palette Mineral Glow Pearls Blush. Wow, what a long name. And this one is Rose Pearl. I know some people like this, but it's kind of like just a regular highlighter, you know, that's white. And I've heard good things about that. This one to me is just way too glittery. I was able to get rid of that top layer. I hate when companies spray that top layer on. It's like, what's the point in that? So I was able to get to this, but I don't use this at all because it's so stinking shimmery. So I wanted to mention some blushes that I am keeping, and especially from the drugstore, because I think those were all drugstore blushes. So you guys know I love these very much. So I'm just gonna mention them again to maybe some of you who are new to my channel, or maybe you're just curious. And the first one is a Milani Baked Blush, of course. So here are two of them. This one is Berry Amore. It's my favorite one. Some of you have asked me recently what my favorite Milani Baked Blush is. It is Berry Amore. This is a matte option that is very pigmented, and this is Delicioso Pink. I also wanted to mention the Physicians Formula Happy Booster Blushes because these have cute packaging. They have hearts all over them, and they're pigmented and glowy and just beautiful. So if you've always seen these and you always wondered how it is, it's an amazing blush. For eyeshadow, I'm only getting rid of one palette, and it's this one. The Maybelline the Nudes palette. This is a pretty controversial palette because a lot of people came out with videos on this, and they were sponsored and they loved it, and some people do love it. I'm not saying that they were lying or anything like that, but a lot of people were seeing these videos come out, and then people were kind of looking for it out in the stores, and then a lot of people were disappointed in it. And I'm one of the people that was disappointed in the palette. This is an okay palette, so I'm not saying that it's complete garbage. I'm not throwing it in the trash. I am going to give it to somebody else. But because I love eyeshadow palettes so much, I have other ones that I'm always going to gravitate towards. If you, though, are looking for a budget-friendly palette that's similar in color range to the Urban Decay Naked palette, this is an option. but what I don't like about these is they kind of go on patchy, they're not pigmented. They may work at first, but then the eye makeup look just kind of starts to fade and it doesn't have a lot of staying power. If you're pretty brand new to makeup and you're looking for a budget-friendly option, then this is a good one to play with, but I also do suggest saving up your money and investing in a really good palette like the Lorac Pro palette or the Urban Decay Naked palette. What I will give this props for is being one of the very few big eyeshadow palettes, and when I say big, I mean, you know, more than a quad, eyeshadow palettes in the drugstore. So going along with the eyeshadow palettes that I am keeping, again, like I mentioned, the Urban Decay Naked palette, beautiful palette that I think is worth getting, saving money and getting. It is pretty expensive. The Lorac Pro palette is my #1 palette ever, and this one's actually cheaper than the Naked palette, so I recommend getting that one. Some drugstore options that I'm keeping. Wet n Wild. This is a really great eyeshadow palette, so I should actually say that, yeah, they had the Nudes palette, but hey, Wet n Wild has this palette and it's $5. This is a really fun, good palette. It has a lot of neutrals in there, and this one is called Comfort Zone, so I recommend this one. And this little trio guy right here, this is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Trio in Walking on Eggshells. So if you're looking for really good drugstore eyeshadow, I highly recommend Wet n Wild. I feel like I went through so many products. I'm going to mention just some lip products real quick. The first ones are these Jordana Twist and Shine Moisturizing Balm Stains. Originally, I really liked this. This is in Honey Love, I think. No, Sweet Pink and Honey Love. Yeah. So I really like these because they're pretty creamy. They kind of give a nice glossy shine to your lips. But what happened with me and these is they end up oxidizing and the color is like not what I wanted at all. I don't know how to describe it, but I was like, what is happening? And it just kind of dried up my lips. And then last but not least, these are the Rimmel Show Off Lip Lacquers. And oh, these actually I've not even opened because I had other ones that I have opened and I did not like them. I know some people, a lot of people actually like these a lot, but I don't like the scent. I don't like the way it feels on my lips. I just think they're kind of drying and I just didn't really care for them. I'm not even gonna open these up for you guys because they're brand new. So I will hand these off to someone else because I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that I can give this to and they'll enjoy it, but I personally did not like the formula, did not like the scent. So these are some of the balm stains that I absolutely love from the drugstore. The first one is the Revlon Color Burst Matte Balm, and it doesn't even matter what color it is. This one is a red, it's in Standout. All of these are really good. The L'Oreal Glossy Balms are also actually really good, and it's kind of similar in the sense that it does give you that nice glossy shine. And the last one is the CoverGirl Lip Perfection Jumbo Gloss Balm. I love these. So CoverGirl did a great job. And that's it for everything that I am getting rid of. Not everything, because some of the stuff I just already tossed out because they were kind of getting old, but these are the ones that I at least wanted to touch on. So I was pretty proud of myself. I ended up getting rid of makeup that filled up one of these Muji 5-drawer organizers. So it was a lot, and I'm sure I'm gonna find more products to fill this baby up again someday. It was really nice and refreshing to start the year with less products, and I'm going to be able to give these to people that can really enjoy them. Let me know in the comments what you thought of some of the products I mentioned. Maybe you agree with me on some of them to get rid of, or maybe you love them. So I would love to know what your take is on some of the products that are in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all again really soon. Bye!